goals for the rest of the season?
We're not really talking about goals for the rest of the season. I think kind of where we are, with knocking the LV Cup off and then probably underperforming in the Premiership a couple of weeks. All we've really talked about is this week. I think we're not looking too far ahead. I think for us it's just about, it's been nice to have a week's break, nice for the lads to have a weekend off after having the kind of nose to the grindstone for quite a long time. What we've really talked about is just putting in a fresh performance this week against Worcester, against a team who have now given themselves a lifeline, so we know it's going to be a tough game, but what we really want to see is just get ourselves back up, playing in a fresh and energetic manner, and just like I say, just looking forward to playing games of Premiership rugby again, and for me that means focusing on just this one game.
What are you expecting from Worcester? Because as you touch on, they have all of a sudden from nowhere got a lifeline, haven't they?
Yeah, and they've slowly, their performance has slowly been improving. Their results have been getting closer, and I think that kind of just shows they're becoming very competitive. And like I said, but at the same time, we've tended to do well against Worcester, and we've probably been a little disappointed with the kind of up and down nature of some of our performances this season. I think. That probably had a little bit of an effect on us after the LV Cup, in that we'd worked extremely hard in various competitions and got nothing out of some, and then got a final win out of another. And I'm not saying I don't think we dealt with it particularly well. I think there was a bit of a hangover at Leicester, and then we just didn't really get back on track in quite enough to beat Gloucester here, because I'm very disappointed we didn't beat Gloucester. I think we should have beaten them. I think we're a good enough team to have won here at home against them, and we let ourselves down a little bit. And I think the players feel that as well, and as a result, after the week off, they've come back, and I say we've trained very well, but Worcester are a good, strong, physical side. And we'll have to play well to beat them, but it should be like that. That's what the Premiership's about. We shouldn't be expecting to go somewhere or even at home and not play very well and win. What we've got to expect is that we have to play flat out, and that gives us an opportunity to win the game. We've approached most Premiership games like that, and it normally holds us in very good stead.
How frustrating was it with Gloucester? Because yet again, it's happened so many times this season, you've just been on the wrong end of these really narrow scorelines, haven't you?
Yeah, but I think there's two ways of looking at it. You can push the hard luck button, can't you, a few times, but the reality is you've got to take it out of it coming down to one decision or one kick. I kind of said after the game, it's miraculous we didn't get given a penalty try, and I think everyone's pretty much in agreement with that. But it didn't get given. So what you have to do is, you have to play in a manner that it doesn't come down to one kick, or you're not expecting a penalty try. We still scored a try. We shouldn't have been behind at that stage of the game like we were. We gave up some soft territory, we gave up some soft points, and it cost us the game. And we have to expect to be better than that. And as I say, I think we put a fair bit into the game. I'm not going to question our energy, but our accuracy was as bad as I've seen. I think we made 30 errors. Gloucester will say they made a lot of errors, they did, but they made 22. And it was a bit of an error-strewn game, and we came out on the worst side of it. So we talked a bit about that. And as I said, it's been great to watch the players train this week with a bit of freedom again, a bit of energy. And we've talked a lot about going up there and kind of playing with ambition and getting back to how we want to be.
Are you looking fitness-wise?
Yeah, pretty good. We're like everybody else at this time of the season. We got bumps and bruises, but that's what you get a squad together for at the start of the year. So whoever we take up there, we're very comfortable with, and they've all got an opportunity to perform very well at an important part of the season.
Talking at squads, obviously you've been building for next year. Are you starting to think a little bit more about next season than perhaps you would have done in years gone by, or not really?
What, on recruitment?
Yeah, recruitment and just generally planning ahead for next season, because this time last year you would have still really very much had a lot to focus on with the season.
We've still got a lot to focus on with this season. There's four very, very important Premiership games, and that's what I said to the players is, don't get focused on the end of the season, don't get focused on next season. Just remember, a Premiership game of rugby is something important to have. We should treasure it, and I think that's probably that challenge, isn't it? Once you've got in the Premiership for a few years, is how you make sure you still treasure every Premiership game, because there's no doubt when you come out of the Championship and you've worked for 10 or 15 years in there, you suddenly get a Premiership game of rugby in front of you, and you treasure it and you give it everything you've got. And I'm not saying we haven't done that this year, but we have let a couple of things slip through our fingers that were there for us to take. And I think just reiterating that, the here and now of having a game of Premiership rugby this weekend should be very, very important to us. It should be the only thing that matters.
Any more ins, outs, new contracts at the moment?
You can say.
Yeah, Mitch Lees we're doing.
Yeah.
So we've signed Mitch Lees from London Welsh. who obviously we really like the look of. Spent a lot of time on him. I think he's one of the kind of top ball carriers in the Championship, EQP, which obviously suits us. And he's a guy I'd describe him as a bit of a self-starter. Really, he's come to the UK to try and kind of make his way in professional rugby. Had a very good season with London Welsh. Is a key part of a very good London Welsh side. We were really pleased with him when we had a meeting and a testing and looked at his game. And as I say, for a guy who's been in a professional rugby environment for as little time as he has, he's doing very well. And we think he's one of those guys who can come out of the Championship and thrive in the Premiership. There's a lot of guys do it. I think that's been proved quite a few times, and he's a big, strong ball carrier, and he'll certainly give us some kind of bulk and some depth in our back five.
Brilliant. Thank you, Rob.